Oh, I'm live. Hello, hello. Who's here with me? Nobody's here yet, huh? Oh, let's let everybody load up. My goodness. If someone's here or people are here, can you type in the chat so that I can see that people are here and I know the people are here? Hello. Oh, excuse me. And it says people are here, but no one is saying hello. Hello, hello. Oh, there's Sunflower. Hello. You are the first hello of the day. Hello, Sunflower. All right. Are you still stressed out about your traveling? Oh, trying to find a cool place to work out here. Let's see. Am I losing people? Are we having like really bad receptions here? I have full bars. Wah, 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 wah. I guess if no one's going to join us, I could take off. There's always a delay. There's always something happening. Plus, I've had some really weird experiences with technology lately. I'm shutting shit down. I don't know. Like, programs are getting all weird. All right. Sunflower, are you still there? Is it just a me and you day? Hey there. How was my week? Actually, it wasn't bad. I got a lot of clarity. It was a really great week of clarity. So, whenever I sit in, I call it sitting in the inquiry. Hey, Sarah. See, folks are starting to pop in now. It's so weird. I don't know. Something's all weird with the YouTube. But every time I sit in the inquiry of something where I'm like, okay, I've got a question. I'm gonna relax my nervous system. Hey, Eureka, so nice to see you. I'm just gonna like, practice what I preach, because what good of a teacher am I if I'm not actually doing what I'm doing, right? Doing what I teach. And boom, answer came to me super clear. So, hey, Alex, nice to see you. So, just remember, whenever you're unclear about something, which is obviously going to cause anxiety. I'm super low on energy today, you guys. So sorry about that. And you sit in the inquiry and you slow everything down. You get in your feminine energy, and then you're allowed to receive information. So there you go. So, Sunflower, my week was good. It was full of clarity, thankfully. Right? All right. It's saying that there's more people are here than are actually chatting. So I have no idea if there's a delay or whatnot. But hello, hello, hello. Welcome to August 17th, you guys. Where is the time going? Mama Pajama. It is moving fast. Time is moving fast. Literally. There was an article the other day, or a blog that I read. I can't remember where I read it, that time is actually compressing with Earth. Yeah, seriously, time is flying. Yeah. So time is actually moving fast. Oh, my phone's in the other room. Otherwise, I'd show you. Well, I can never really see clearly, anyways. When I show you guys my phone, I show you all the frequencies and the pacing and the Schumann and all of that. But time is literally moving super fast. So that's good. Why is that good for us, you guys? Who wants to answer that question? Why is that good for us? I shouldn't even pose questions because this delay is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Come on, YouTube. It's really hard to have a conversation, an interactive conversation, when YouTube is moving so slow. Hey, Pavel, nice to see you. From Hugs from Tollins. I will take them. Sunflower says, kind of glad because I'll heal faster from this. I am so tired. I apologize. Hello, Lauren. That's what I'm trying to say from the UK. Well, hello, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome, welcome. So we have Poland in the house. Eureka, I believe you're in Japan, right? We have Poland, we have the UK, we have Japan, I believe, and I'm sure what Sunflower, you're in the US. I think. There's a delay. Um, yeah. So this is ridiculous. You're from Colorado. Yes, I was actually just in Colorado at the end of March, April. Colorado to me looks very brown. it was like it was like brown, fields of just brown for miles and miles and miles. I landed in Denver, and then where did we go? I can't remember where we went. But even just from the airport to like downtown area, it was just brown. Lauren says the same thing here in the UK. We're having droughts. Okay. Well, in LA, always a drought. It's like that's how we just roll with droughts around here. Um, okay. So in Colorado, that area is just flat and brown. Got it. I didn't have much time to kind of look around and sightsee. I went just strictly to record a podcast, and that was it. Yeah. I have not been to the UK yet, although if I go to the UK, I have to go to the Tower of London. That's where I want to go. But I have not been there. Hey, Sarah, you're from Connecticut. You saw me on Colleen when I first saw her. So, gosh, that was how many years ago? So many years ago. What was that, 2018 maybe? 2018 maybe? Lauren, your dad works in the Tower of London. Wow, for real. Yeah. Eureka, of course you can super chat a question. In the White Tower. Sarah says 3 maybe. 3 years maybe. Yeah, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, it's been a while. Yeah, hopefully we're going to collaborate this year again, which will be nice. Sarah, because she was preggo with Flynn. I think I did a video with her before she was preggo, even before she was pregnant with Flynn. Yeah. Or I think I did it with Corey. I can't remember. I think that was the first mediumship one. I can't remember because I'm getting old. Yeah. So, so Lauren, I don't know. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not very good at like geography and geometry. I was going to say geometry, but geometry and geography. So I don't know what the White Tower means. I mean, I don't know much about that. Please forgive me. But when I go, I'm an experiential learner. So once I've been somewhere, it is like embodied in me. So there we go. I'm not getting notifications of super chats, you guys. Are you guys super chatting? Because it looks like you guys are writing in questions, but I'm not actually getting super chatted. It's weird. So Lauren came across me from Colleen's channel too. Cool. Sarah says she's seen them but can't remember stuff. Lauren, my degree was in geography too. Ha 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 ha. You'd hate me then. The White Tower is a building within the Tower of London, and it has a chapel inside. Ooh, creeptacular. The whole place is creeping. So Sunflower, I see that you have a question here, but it's not showing up that you super chatted. Now, could it be that YouTube is being weird? Absolutely. Because Eureka mentioned something, but I haven't seen super chats either. I don't know. So yeah, so general questions I'll go ahead and I'll ask, but if I have to zone in specifically to your energy, I am requiring an energy exchange in a super chat for that. So once YouTube notifies me, and they're usually pretty good at letting me know, I'll go ahead and answer your personal questions. But if it's just a general question for like the betterment of the collective, something that can really help everybody, then I'm more than happy to uh, to answer questions. Um, so I don't know how everybody is integrating after we just had like a Lionsgate portal and a full moon, and not sure how everybody's integrating from it, but hopefully everybody's doing well. We're having a lot of solar flares, like a lot of CMEs, which are coronal mass ejections. And that is definitely, I see you, Eureka. Okay, cool. I'll be with you in just a second. I'm just going to finish this sentence. That has an influence on our energetic systems, right? Because energy influences energy. Um, Eureka asks, what do I need to do to heal my second chakra? Okay. So that's your sex chakra. I use pranic healing chakras, the chakra system, which has more basic chakras than your traditional Sanskrit chakras. So that is the sex chakra in in pranic healing. And go out and have sex. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Um, Other than, I mean, like, okay, so then there's a clearing and a cleansing that you have to do to clear out, right? But there's also thought forms that live in each chakra. So I don't have a cut and dry answer for you. What I would say is I would start looking into what your issues, positive or negative, right? Where are you placing your attention and your focus in regards to your thoughts about sex? Um, Sexual energy is extremely important. And if there's too much or too little, so if it's congested or which is too much, or if it's depleted where there's not enough, it's not going to be able to help feed. You're not going to even be able to get up to the higher chakras, right? It always starts lower and energy moves up like this, right? And so when you're asking about what do I do to heal my second chakra, I mean, you got to clean and clear out whatever the thought forms that you have about sex, sexual activity, sexual intimacy, heal any sexual trauma that you've had. And I want to start using the word heal interchangeably with transformation, evolution, because in order to heal, you have to evolve out of something, which is typically a mindset, right? Which is just a whole bunch of thought forms. So you have a belief system, Eureka, or something about sex. It does feel like it's more on the negative side. And it does feel like you're either being triggered with it, like maybe you just recently met somebody, or you're not distributing it enough. Now, sexual energy is has a lot to do with prosperity energy and creative energy as well. So another thing that you can start doing is tapping into your creative self. So do some sort of art or really self-expression, right? But as we all know, thought forms start to turn into thought entities, or they are thought entities, which when you're thinking about something a lot, you're placing your awareness and your focus on it and you're feeding it. So it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And so, and so when you're in meditation, let's say, those thought forms can actually come up, right? Or after meditation, those thought forms come up and then they're here, right? And so they've been activated. They've moved from down as you're being cleared, they move up to be moved out, right? So, what I'm getting for you is you need to start looking at your perspective, your experiences about sex, and transform and evolve out of the way you're thinking or the way you're being when it comes to sex. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm so not happy with YouTube today. I don't know what the problem is. Lauren, hi. Okay, I see you now. It's so weird. I don't know what is up with this feed. Okay. Lauren, thanks for creating content. In the last year or so, I've lost my gran who I was super connected to, and listening and watching to your content has really changed my mind about death and grief. Wow, that's beautiful. I'm so glad that you were able to find some sort of comfort and some sort of support. And I'm really sorry that you lost your gran. It sounds like you were really close, and you guys really enjoyed each other. Our loved ones are always around, so just because they're not in physical form, it doesn't mean that we, um, you know, can't have a relationship with them still. So I'm really happy that you're able to find something. It is my pleasure to do it. I want to be here of service as much as I can. Eureka, thank you. That makes so much sense. I'll need to listen to your reading again later. You got it. Hi, Anjali. So nice to see you. Welcome. Hi, Terry. I love your videos. I just wanted to ask. I'm feeling confident in my relationship. It's long distance, so I'm wondering what would work out this time. So, Anjali, for specific questions, just specific to you, I am asking for super chats. Okay. So, if it's a general question for that everybody can get something out of, then you don't have to super chat because it's general. But that's a very specific question, and I have to hone in specifically to your energy. So I'm asking for an energy exchange and for those. Okay. And there's no minimum, there's no maximum, whatever you feel. Okay. Um, yeah, it's interesting. Lauren says, 100% agree with you. Talk it out. I talk to her. I talk out loud to her all the time, especially when we shared our birthday. How beautiful. Oh, that just makes my heart swell. Oh, I love it. It's so beautiful. Oh, that's so wonderful. Um, it's interesting because I'm struggling with creating content actually. Mhm. So I'm really happy to hear that you're connecting with that. I teach about authenticity, right? Because that's how you manage your energy, like radical authenticity, radical honesty with yourself. Because if you know how you feel and you know what you're thinking and feeling and doing, that's how you create your own personal reality and it becomes your truth, right? And that's how you live your life. And the reason why I'm having problems creating content is because I feel like at this point right now, and I'm hoping it changes, is that it just feels forced. I myself am going through transformation and evolution, just like all of you. And I don't want to do anything that feels forced. I just want to be in my truth, my authenticity. So when an idea comes up, then I'll go ahead and do it. But I haven't really been feeling, hi, Jennifer. I haven't really been feeling like creative lately. I think it's because I'm working on some marketing projects right now. So I'm like so focused. And that's like really like I'm in my masculine energy, right? Um, and feminine energy is about creating, right? I'm not afraid to show up. I'll show up, but I really want whatever I say or I share or I create to be meaningful, or at least fun and silly and playful. I want to be able to evoke motivation and inspiration for people to get into their authenticity, right? And when you learn how to balance and regulate your emotions, you can get into that. So I'm working on evolving on with myself too, and I have no idea what that looks like, right? Just like many of you guys, right? It's like this uncertainty. It's like, oh, what do I do about this? How do I do this? What is this going to ultimately be like? And I don't know. So I'm doing my best to tap into my authenticity and receive inspiration and motivation from the divine, which is feminine energy. And right now it's like, you just got to do this right now. So I'm learning how to rebalance my masculine energy from being in so much overdrive to more receptivity so that I can hopefully start, you know, creating some more content for you guys that will be meaningful to me. Hold on, I'm just watching my dog. Bubba's, lay down. Lay down, Bonzo. He's an old man and he's falling all over the place. Just took him yesterday to an orthopedic surgeon to see what's going on with him because he's getting up there in age and he's old. And so we decided that we're going to see if maybe acupuncture or laser therapy and massage therapy will help him, just like keep him more comfortable and manage his pain. So he's very wobbly these days. Good boy. So I just don't want him to hurt himself. So I'm like, squirrel, hey, woo, okay. So anyways, I'm just, when I create content for you guys, I just want to be as authentic as possible. So I don't want it to feel contrived. You guys will totally pick up if I'm bullshitting you or, trying too hard. And I just don't want to do that. I just want to be real. So I'd rather just show up for you guys when I'm feeling connected and real instead of just showing up all the time and being more maybe arrogant or egotistical, I guess you can say. I don't know, but just not in my truth, let's just say. So Lauren says, yes, I've noticed you've been a little quieter online. Definitely missed you, but I'm glad you're doing it based on how you feel. Yeah, I feel you. Life is so damn wild right now. It's hard to focus. It is, and I went through almost 3 months ago, I went through a very hard relationship separation. We're in separation right now. Not a romantic separate situation, but very heart linked, very heart connected. So, I'm hey Bessie, I see you. Just one more second, okay? And I've been like, it was an awakening for me too. So I've been, working this way and that way. All right, Bessie, I see you. Here's your question. Hey, Terrie, I wanted to ask, how do you see my career? I have many ups and downs with motivation, investing in classes and other things to get more business. I feel right now that you're too scattered. Bessie, you got to get more clear. You've got to get more clear. I feel like you're kind of trying this and trying that and doing this and doing that. But it's like, in doing that, you're spreading yourself all over the place too thin, right? So, for example, if there's one area that you're looking at or you want to be in, you need to just make sure you're taking classes on that subject. You're doing projects on that subject. So there's something about when we're talking about your career, you're just too spread out. You want to do this and you want to do this. And you can work your way eventually, but right now you're just like throwing shit at the wall in a way and just seeing what sticks. You're too scattered. You got to really come in. What I would do is I would write down a list of all the things that I want, and then all the things that I need, and use that to start, because I don't know that you've gotten that clear. I mean, if you've done that, you need to revisit it again because there's just too much. I feel like you're getting in this scatteredness. What's happening is you're getting redirected. Like how I just said, "Oh, squirrel," because like my dog just like jumped. Distracted is the word. Distracted, not redirected. Distracted. You're getting distracted and you're falling off your path. The thing is like you've got to keep going, keep going, keep going on the same topic, the same path. Bessie, yes, I am. Yes, I am. What? You are actually focusing on one thing and going in the past, or you are scattered? I can only tell you what I feel. So if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Look, I'm not all perfect. I'm not all knowing, but I just feel like you're easily distracted, scattered. Okay. But the scattered is coming from the distraction. Your intention, okay, put it this way. Your intention, um, okay, great, Eureka. So that's cool. So listen to this message, piggyback. Your intention is this focus this way, but the reality is you're letting yourself get distracted. It's almost like you're not setting boundaries for yourself. They're saying set a boundary for yourself and stick to it. Remember, other people treat you how you treat yourself, right? So if you say, okay, I'm going to do this from 6 to 7, then you better do that because you're also teaching yourself that you're not going to keep your own word and you're going to end up self abandoning and then you're going to end up resentful, they're saying. So you've got like the distractions are keeping you scattered. When you stop allowing the distractions, then you can come together and maintain your focus. Um, so so far, you're asking me how. I wanted to ask you, how do you see my career? I don't know that I see a career for you if you're going to keep on that path. You can't have a career when you're all over the place. Careers are one thing, one focus at a time. You may not stay in that career, that focus for the rest of your life, but if you want an income, you want stability, you want confidence, you want security, you got to stick to one thing. So that means your follow through needs to improve. You say you're going to do something, you do it. Mean what you say and say what you mean. You're out of integrity with yourself. I'm sorry for being so hard on you and saying that, but you're out of integrity with yourself. So when you're out of integrity with yourself, not just you, just like everybody, we all do it. When we don't keep our words, when we don't keep our boundaries to ourselves, there's no way we're going to have respect. So you might actually end up in a really shitty company or working for shitty people who don't respect you because you're not respecting yourself enough to keep your word to yourself. Ooh, that's a big one there, you guys. Whoever can take from that, take from it because that feels really big. But your boundaries can't be flimsy or flexible anymore. Your scatteredness is coming from your distraction because you're not keeping your word to yourself. All right, Bessie. I hope that helps. Hey, reading King S. I see your questions, but I'm taking personal questions through super chat. So if you super chat me, I'm happy to answer your question. Okay. If they're just general questions for everybody, not a problem. And there's no minimum or maximum. You're good to go, whatever you feel like you want to. Um, but since I have to focus into your energy and tap into your energy, I'm asking for energy exchange. So that was a big one. I don't know who could get anything. I mean, Eureka obviously got something out of that. So Eureka, like the question you super chatted me before. Um, yeah, Cheslin. Whoa, that career answer though. I know, right? Lauren, how do you relax? Okay. Oh, I'll answer the question just a second, Lauren. But like, yeah, so Eureka, if you can compound, see how this works for you. Compound the question you super chatted me with that one. I don't know. Maybe that'll with the career one that you resonated with. So see how that works for you. Okay, Lauren's got a general question for everyone. How do you relax when you have so much going on with people's energy? How do you establish your own boundaries? So are you asking general, like how should you, or are you asking me personally how I do it? I can't tell by your question. Um, I'll answer it me personally. Okay, so what do I do? Well, you guys, what I do, a lot of people aren't willing to do. So, first of all, there's that. I have a spiritual practice that I do every day. That's not entirely true. There are days where I just feel like I just can't because I'm human, just like you. So, I can't. So, I don't. But that might last a day or two and then I get back on the saddle. So I have a spiritual practice. My spiritual practice takes about an hour, hour and a half, pretty much every day. Um, and so, in that spiritual practice, what I'm able to do is to connect my higher soul to my lower soul so that I can get information so that the entangled part of myself with the material world can get clear information from the divine, and just download that information even if I'm not even if like my conscious part of myself is not aware of it. That's fine. I don't have to know about it in that now moment, because when opportunities present themselves, because the information has been downloaded into my database, I will be able to take an action or a behavior based on that information that I downloaded from the divine, right? So, one the biggest way that I relax is through a spiritual practice, which helps me build my trust and faith in God and in my spiritual teacher and in my master's teachers and loved one. Um, uh, oh, hold on, I see questions popping up. It's just good information for you guys to know. So generally speaking, that's what I do, right? For energy management, that's going to happen throughout the entire day. And what I'm mostly doing is being aware of when I don't feel good, right? Because let's call a spade a spade. When we're feeling good and we're flying high and everything feels really good, we're not going to investigate that, right? But um, so I'm constantly taking energetic temperature checks of myself because I understand and I know just through just learning and a lot of practice and implementation over and over and over and over and over again in my human experiences. Um, I have tips, tools, techniques, all those things, and I do teach these people when I work one on one through my Shift Happens program. Um, I teach some techniques and tools how to manage and balance and regulate those acute situations. And my tool bag keeps growing and growing and growing. So if I've worked with you already one on one in the past, most likely I've already learned new techniques and all because I'm always constantly learning and I share and I teach those. So I'm constantly balancing and taking energetic temperature checks of myself. And that's how I come online here. So I know what choice or decision to make um, for any future movements. So how I establish my own boundaries is through the practice of all of the techniques, all of the tools, being conscious, being aware, being open minded, willing to take risks, learning how to manage my anxiety. That I mean, if you can't balance and manage your anxiety, you're going to end up doing something like what Bessie does, unfortunately, which is just like trying everything and doing everything. And that's just not the way it works, right? That's what anxiety will do. It'll lie to you, it'll distract you, it'll do all those things. So, um, spiritual practice, balancing and harmonizing, I guess you can say, my energy through anxiety management. And then what else do I do? I mean, I do some protection stuff as well. But what all of this stuff does is it leads me to basically manage my energy so I know what's mine and not have to take what somebody else's is, because I teach you how energy works and how to manage that energy, and energy influences energy. So when you know how to contain your own energy, whatever happens out here doesn't really matter. So that helps build faith and trust in yourself. So that's what I do. Um, that's how I relax. I do my spiritual practice. I use the tools, tips, and techniques that I've learned and that I teach. to balance my energy. And I'm constantly practicing my faith and trust in the divine and in myself, sticking to my boundaries, stuff like that. So that's how I relax. Because then you don't, you know, um, yeah, I hope that helped, Lauren. I hope that helped. Sunflower, YouTube won't let me super chat. Can I Venmo? Sure. My Venmo is, I'm gonna write it in the chat, at Terrie dash Huberman. But I don't have my phone with me, and it's gonna let me know. So hopefully that helps. Chino 3. How does someone who isn't as intuitive as you recognize signs from the divine or spirits? Well, you don't have to be a certain level of intuitivity. Is that intuitiveness? I mean, everybody has intuition. It's like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger it gets. But one person may not be, I was going to say, one person may not be more intuitive than another person, but that's not entirely true because, like, for example, I'm not very athletic, right? Because I don't practice the athletics. So, yeah, someone could be more athletic than me. Yes. So, yeah, someone can be more intuitive than you, but that doesn't mean you're not intuitive, first of all. Recognizing signs from the divine or spirits takes practice, and it takes time, and it takes having a relationship with, having a relationship with, um, oh, it just slipped my mind, you guys. I'm so sorry. Having a relationship with the divine. I mean, the more you practice, it's like skill work, the more you practice, the more you like meditate to connect all parts of yourself, the more you take risks, and you survive them, you know, uh, you just get better at knowing what is a sign that's coming from the divine versus you creating that sign. So, how does someone recognize? I mean, it can actually be those are just general. It's saying that my connection is unstable. Hold on a second. I think it's stabilized. My connection is unstable. So I don't know if you heard that, but like there's general signs. And then what happens is like, so when I teach my classes, like I teach you how to tap into your own language because each person has their own language based on their own experiences. And it means different things to each person, right? So the spirit world will use your own personal database and your own knowledge. It's being weird. YouTube's being weird. Be in your own knowledge to identify what's going on with someone else. For example, if you're giving a reading, okay. So the spirit world uses what you know to, kind of like your own separate language that you just kind of learn over time with practice and implementation. Okay. Eureka says it's amazing how your way of relaxing is to connect to the divine. I'm the opposite, where I need to relax to connect to the divine. Right. Listen, when I am connected to the divine and I truly can feel that all is well, that no matter what happens, I'm going to be taken care of, then I can relax. I want to say there's a caveat to that. I'm still human and I'm not perfect. And it's not like I can reach that all the time. I have to make effort for that to happen. Most of the time, I use my body first and then I go ahead and I do the connection. But waiting to relax so that you can connect to the divine is just going to slow you down. But just trusting, okay, I'm feeling, like leaning into the discomfort of what's going on. And that's been my latest journey is like, I'll feel anxiety. And I'm like, all right, I feel it. Where do I feel it in my body? Okay, I feel it in my heart. Okay, So I go into my heart. I go into that anxiety. I go, all right, which means for a brief moment of time, who knows how long, an hour, 2 hours, the entire day. I don't know how long it's going to last. I go into that emotion. I go into that energy because I understand and I know two things. One, God is with me all the time. I'm safe. Whatever I'm going through right now, it's for my highest good. I just don't know it yet. That's the entangled part of myself. So that's me and, my higher soul trying to have that conversation, right? The second thing is I know how energy works. Energy moves. It's not stagnant. It never stays. So I know that anxiety that I'm feeling, that fear, that whatever sadness, because sadness came up for me a lot yesterday. And I'm like, well, I'm just sad. After I started really leaning into the sadness, I understood why I was sad. And I was like, okay, you can be sad, Terry. There's nothing like, okay, don't judge yourself for being sad. So I would go into it. So again, I do an energetic temperature check. I check my energy and I connect to the divine. And like those are the two ways for me in this now moment that's what I'm using right now to manage my human experience, right? Hey Sarah, nice to see you. So, yeah, but I can't sit and wait for it to happen. I have to make it happen. I have to make it happen. I have to. No one's going to do it for me. I don't like it. I don't like it. You don't have to like what you're going through. You don't have to enjoy what you're going through. But you should know that it's not going to stay. But then again, it's a lot easier to say if you haven't, had the education about it. And then if you have had the education about it and you're not implementing, you're the boss here. You're the one in charge. No one can do this for you. So if you're not going back to the basics all the time, I don't know what to tell you because I'm constantly having to reboot. I'm constantly having to go back to the basics. I get triggered and I get flared up all the time. The only difference between you and me is, or yeah, you and me is that I know how energy works, so I work the energy, and I've just been doing it longer than you. It doesn't mean I'm any better than you. Maybe you guys just don't know how to do it, and that's fine. And then if you do know how to do it and you have learned how to do it and you're not doing it, it's on you, right? I can't sugarcoat it, right? Because I'm all about authenticity, right? So that's the truth. The real truth is if you know how to do something and you're not doing it and you're not getting the results you want, that's on you. Whoopsh, it's me verbally spanking you, right? But the same thing happens to me when I'm not doing my work and then something happens and I'm bitching and complaining. I'm like, fuck, I got to reset, man. So that's what I do. I reset, go back to the basics, right? It's like a diet, right? You go off your diet, you're like, shit, man. All right, got to start all over again. Fine, start all over again. But, I'm not saying it's easy. I'm saying that's the key. We're so sci fi. Like, we're made of energy, we're made of water and power. We're like walking batteries. If you know what to do with that, you can do that. So, you know, people don't like to hear that they actually have to take responsibility and accountability for their work, right? um and for themselves and for their experience here. No one's going to do it for them. No one is here. No one's going to rescue you. You're the only one. And I know that sucks to hear, and I'm totally reminding myself as I say that too, but that's the truth. No one's going to rescue you. You came here to remember who the fuck you are and then to implement that and be that person. And the only way to remember who you are is to go through really crappy situations and scenarios that your higher soul is creating for you to get you out of so that you remember, oh, yeah, I am a divine power. I am a divine being of intelligence where I can regulate my thoughts. Oh my God, I am a divine being of love where I can regulate my emotions. I am a divine being of power where I can regulate my body and my behaviors. Sunflower, by the way, I don't know if you Venmoed me. I don't have my phone nearby. So if you have, just write in a quick little thing and then and your question. I'm gonna take you on the honor system here. I don't have my phone with me, so I'm not getting the and I know you said you wanted to. So I just want to make sure that I honor that for you. So, we're in, this precipice here of humanity, right? Of total and complete like authenticity, and everybody's having their own truth, and guess what? Everybody's right. You may not like what their truth is. Totally cool, totally fine. I don't like everybody else's truth. Some many truths I don't even agree with, but that doesn't mean that it's not somebody else's truth. It's just not my truth. So I'm not going to make choices, and I'm not going to be make or give behaviors based on somebody else's truth. Mm-mm. I ain't got time for that. That's not my truth, right? So pe- people can totally and completely coexist. Uh, there are narratives out there right now that are for separating people, separating races, separating financial statuses. I mean, I'm not here for that. I don't kind of care. I don't care about certain things. I'm like, "Oh, you got a soul? Cool. You got a soul, so that's something we have in common. All right, cool." But as soon as your truth is not the same as my truth, I'm like, "Be happy, be healthy, but far away from me." You know? So, but that's called radical honesty. Like, I got to live my life to my truth because I get to create my own reality, and my reality may not believe in what you believe, and that's okay. Hey, Sarah, would my brother, thank you for the super chat. Would my brother receive information about my relationship better over text or in person? Oh my goodness, why is your brother like this? I feel like you need to soften your brother up. Hi, Susan. I feel like you need to soften your brother up first. Hold on, I'm feeling into this, Sarah. That's why I'm like, oof, why is your brother like this? Why do I feel like your brother would get jealous? Do you understand that? Um, your brother has a very distorted sense about your relationship. Um, Not your relationship with your romantic relationship, but between you guys. There's judgment and there's jealousy in a way. I don't know if that any of that makes sense to you, but that's what I'm picking up. So, strategically, hey Stephanie, I see you. I will get you. You will be my next answer here. Um, if there is a way to sort of soften the blow or soften the news or just make it a little bit easier for him to receive, maybe you can just say, "Hey, when I see you, I just wanted to share some really, I would err on the positive side and just say some like really great news, and I'm so excited to share it with you." Um, and then if he asks, "Well, you can tell me now," then you can say, "Well, okay, I'll tell you now over text, but just know I would have also told you in person, but if you're cool with it, I'll tell you now here." I hope that helps, Sarah. I do feel like he'll need a softening. Am I completely wrong? I think I just really want to be wrong with how your brother feels about you, or like, why am I picking that up? I really hope I'm wrong with that, Sarah. But soften him up first with a text, and then you can in person, or you may not need to in person tell him. Okay. All right, Stephanie, thank you for the super chat. All right, your question is, would it be better to buy or keep our home at this time? Buy or keep? Recently divorced. Okay. Thank you for explaining because I'm like, why would you buy or keep? Okay. Recently divorced and still co living, but don't need to continue that for either decision. Yeah, I would not stay together, like living together. Um, oh, sell or keep. Okay, because I'm like, I don't get this question. I'm like, none of that makes any sense. Okay, good. So there will be like once this is finalized, you will not be living together. So this is an option that's coming up, but the only thing is what's coming up will still keep you guys connected and linked together. So here's the thing, what's coming up is that you guys can keep it as an investment property and you guys would just split the income that comes from it. So like if you were to make it an Airbnb or, rent it out, you guys could just split the income. You sent the in Venmo Sunflower? Okay, great. You'll be my next question. Okay. Thank you for letting me know because I just don't have my phone with me. I didn't bring it with me. Um, so I right now, I just tell you right now, just because I'm saying this, if it doesn't feel right to you, do not take this information, right? Because I don't know where your divorce is right now, and I don't know how amicable you guys are, and I don't know how emotionally mature both of you guys are being with each other. But right now, it just seems like you guys can keep it as an investment property and you guys can split the money whenever it gets booked or rented out or you can rent it or you can use it as Airbnb or whatever. That's what's coming up. So that actually tells me keep it, but you guys are going to have to like create paperwork or something so that it's like split 50-50, so you're getting your share, he's getting his share. Um but don't live together. Okay. Because I feel like it's really important for you to move on and for him to move on, but it can be kept as an investment property. So there's still more paperwork that probably needs to, get worked out. Okay. So there you go, Stephanie. Okay. So sunflower. Oh my gosh. Let's see if I can find your question. I have to go back. Okay. I found it. Sunflower. Since me and Braden can't physically be together yet, he's been hanging out with someone else. And I want to know his intention. I want to know his intention there is like, will he? Braden likes attention. And you just right now can't give him the attention that he wants. So he's going to seek attention somewhere else. Okay. So, he's one of these guys out of sight, out of mind. Yes, he will want to see you when you're ready, but if you're going to want to maintain that, you're going to have to be present. I don't think he can handle long distance relationship. So, yeah. Um, you don't feel like it's serious with the other girl. I don't know that he's capable right now of anything really, really serious. Um, but what I would do if I were you, I don't know. Right now, it feels like a long distance thing, or at least I should say it's a separation. So if it's not a physical long distance, there's definite separation. But when you're ready, I would say be physically present and be very present to maintain his attention because he's kind of like a people pleaser and he needs the constant reassurance. So that's what I get from that. I hope that helps you. All right, someone just super chatted me. Is it Bessie? Bessie. Okay, Bessie. So my confusion comes from whether I should focus my business. You're welcome, Sunflower. Whether I should focus my business towards where my niece and nephew live, or will business be better going to opposite direction? My niece and nephew are west of me. Okay, wait, hold on a second. Because I'm now confused. I don't understand what you're actually trying to ask. So my confusion comes from whether I should focus my business towards where my niece and nephew live, or will business be better going to the opposite direction? So are you saying, let me make sure I'm understanding. Are you saying when you say focus your business, like work closer to your nephew and niece, or work away, like physically, like if they're living in South Dakota, you're going to move to would be you would move to South Dakota. Okay. Ah, um, you're not gonna like this answer because the answer is coming up that it doesn't matter as long as you're focused. Again, like for example, right? Technically, I work all over the world, right? I'm international. I have clients in Dubai. I have clients in Australia. I have clients in India. I have clients in the UK. I have clients in Colorado. I have clients in New York. I have clients in Texas. So I'm all over the place, right? But I'm focused on one thing. I see you, Lauren, right? So Bessie, the thing is like it's still the focus. So it's not gonna your business isn't gonna matter either way. You just have to make a decision, stick to it, and focus to it. So if you're feeling like having that relationship or being closer to your niece and nephew is more important, then just make the decision and do it. Focus and move in that direction. Because they're saying it doesn't matter whether you're working closer to them or further away from them. You're confused, like you're scattered about it. You're still trying to you know, you're trying to get the answer from outside of you. And the answer is inside of you. And what I'm hearing is that it doesn't matter as long as you have the focus. Now, what is coming up is that it may not be bad for you to physically move your location of wherever you are right now. So that's interesting. So if that helps you at all, that's a totally different thing. I do feel like if you were to either move out of the city or the house of where you're living in right now, I do feel financially you would be better off. So that is coming up, but and if that gives you more of a direction towards whether you should move towards um, move towards your niece and nephew, maybe you can see that. So, because I do feel like physical location, like if you were to pick yourself up and actually move away, that could be beneficial to your business or your career, but not but again, as long as you're focused, you should be fine. Okay. Bessie, damn, I just signed a 1 year lease. That's okay. You're not fucked. You're not fucked. Just that was the commitment you made. Now focus on just that for just a year. After a year, see what's going on. Bottom line is the focus. They were saying you can do either or, but the focus. So you just signed a year lease. Guess what your focus is? Boom. So this is where I am right here, right now. I'm only going to worry about this now moment, right? You can only work on the now. Okay. So I hope that helps. Okay. Sunflower and then Lauren, I see you. Okay. Sunflower, could my body handle an alcoholic beverage now? I love you. Um, so if I'm correct, there are different percentages of alcohols. What they're saying is a low percentage right now. So, what kind of alcohol that is, I don't know. I'm not aware, but I do know that there are different levels. Like my wine might be different from beer, and beer might be different from liquor. So, what they're saying is a very low, and then you can build up. But they're saying don't do it too often. Right now, yeah, right now start low and only do like one in a week or like one in 2 weeks. Okay, so you want they're saying start slow. The answer is yes, but start slow. I hope that helps. Hi, Myra. Nice to see you. So glad. Myra's like a white claw. Yeah, maybe try again. Look at the percentages. Don't take my word for it. Just look for the percentages. But sometimes those hard seltzers might be what you need. Okay. All right, Lauren. I'm an only child and my mother is disabled. Since my parents have divorced. Wait, I'm an only child and my mother is disabled. Since my parents have divorced. I have a fear that I'm going to have to deal with a lot of things on my own if she passes away. Any guidance? Are you close with your mom? Because what I would do if I were you is have a hard conversation, which I know is not easy, but have this conversation with your mom. There's also a reason why they're saying to have it, because I feel like your mom will feel better when it is her turn to leave her earth suit. I do feel like it'll help her if she knew everything was going to be okay with you too. So this is a two-way situation. You and your human now experience can get some, can calm your nervous system by having a difficult conversation to sort of plan out, right? Like when I say plan out is like get information. I always tell all my clients the number one medication for anybody who has anxiety or who is anxious is information. So this is a way for you to quell your anxiety about all the paperwork and all the things that have to happen when it's time for her to leave her earth suit. So have this conversation and just say like, "Mom, we need to talk. I'm not trying to kill you, make it light and fluffy, but it'll help me know what needs to be done and how you want to handle things. And it'll actually help her, whether she admits it or not. I feel like she's going to feel better when it's time for her to transition. She'll feel better knowing that everything's already in place for you as well. So this is a win-win situation, but it's not easy. And I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. And I'm not going to tell you to love and light the situation. It's going to bring up emotions that you are going to deal with. You're not going to avoid, you're not going to run away. Because if you do, you are not evolving, right? There's no healing in your evolution, right? So Lauren, all the best with that. But that's what they're saying. You'd be actually helping your mom, not just yourself with this, okay? Hope that helps. Lauren, yes, but she finds the topic to discuss difficult, especially where she suffered a lot of grief herself. Yeah. But what you're doing is you're actually helping her. She doesn't realize she needs the help. So you're helping her. So I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Like, not at all. And I'm not going to tell you to love and light your way through it. Hells to the nizzy, right? But you're going to feel better and she will feel better. She's not going to feel better before, but while she's in transition, she will be able to release and let go a lot easier, a lot more comfortably, um, knowing that you will be taken care of and like everything's in place. Okay, I hope that helps. All right, you guys, we are at the end here. I actually have to get going. You're welcome, Lauren. So another successful Wednesday, huh, you guys? Look, just be your own truth, you guys. You will lead a kick-ass life if you're always being honest with yourself. That doesn't mean it's always going to be easy. Actually, it can be really hard when you're honest with yourself. Susan's asking if I'll be back next week. I should. I should. As far as I know, I mean, I am going through my own transition and I do need to honor myself. So I'll give you that caveat. But as far as I know, yes. I mean, last week I didn't know. No, I will not promise. And here's the reason why. I was raised with promises that were always broken. So I do not tell people I promise you. I say I'll do my best, but I do not make promises because that's one of my like triggers for trauma is I was always told, yes, this is going to be done. No, that's, yes, 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 of course, and just broken. So like when I'm talking integrity, mean what you say and say what you mean, it is a big trigger for Tear Bear here. So no, my niece and nephew, I do not. I always say I'm not going to make any promises. We'll see. Hopefully we can, but I'm not going to make a promise because I don't want to let you down. And that's what I'm going to say, Susan. I do not want to let you down. So I don't know. It is definitely my intention. We'll see what the follow through is because I'm trying to honor myself as well through my evolution and my own healing, right? I'm only I'm only as good of a healer to help other people as I help myself, right? So I practice what I preach. I don't like to make promises I can't keep. I don't want to let anybody down, and I do my best. I really do my best to be as honest as possible. I am a human. I make mistakes. I screw up. I fuck up all the time, and I will clean up a mess. Um, so my intention is yes. So hopefully, okay. All right, you guys. I'll see you next week, hopefully, and have a beautiful, wonderful, easy week ahead.